Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're diving into something pretty wild, a new kind of creator who builds software just by talking to it. No code, just conversation. This is a massive shift, and it's completely changing the game for what it means to be a builder in this new AI era.
All right, so let's break this down. For the longest time, building software was this rigid assembly line process, right? You had your engineers hammering out code over here, your designers making things pretty over there, and your product managers writing up these huge documents, everyone in their own little box. Well, AI is basically taking a sledgehammer to those boxes. It's blurring all those lines and creating this new, all-in-one kind of builder.
And this new kind of builder, they've got a name that I think is just perfect for this new world. It's less about logic, more about feeling. They're calling them the vibe coder. So what on earth does that actually mean?
Okay, here's the best way to picture it. A vibe coder isn't a bricklayer, painstakingly putting one brick of code on top of another. No, they're the architect and the director. They tell the AI, their construction crew, what the final building should look and feel like. And this is the key takeaway. The whole game shifts from the nitty-gritty technical how to the big picture creative why and what. And this quote from Lazar Jovanovic just nails it. The idea here isn't that writing code is going to vanish, not at all. But it's becoming more like calligraphy. It's a beautiful, respected art form for sure. But, you don't need to be a master calligrapher just to jot down a shopping list, right? Same idea. And here's where it gets kind of wild. In this new world, not being a traditional coder can actually be your secret weapon. It all boils down to this really cool idea called positive delusion. Think about it. When you don't have years of training telling you, oh, that's going to be super hard, or that's basically impossible to build, you don't have those limits. Vibe coders just ask. They describe their vision to the AI, no matter how crazy it sounds. And the craziest part? A lot of the time, the AI just builds it. No questions asked.
Okay, so if writing lines of code isn't the main skill anymore, then what is? What becomes the most critical thing you need to be good at?
Well, the best analogy for this is to think of the AI as your own personal genie in a bottle. It's got unbelievable power, right? It can grant almost any wish. But, and this is a huge but, it's dangerously literal. So let's say you rub the lamp, the genie appears, and you make what sounds like a pretty straightforward wish. You say, I want to be taller. Poof, your wish is granted. You're now 13 feet tall. You can't fit through your front door. Your car is useless. You see the problem. You got exactly what you said, not what you meant. And that is precisely how AI works. It has zero human context, zero intuition. It only has the literal instructions you give it.
And this is why the new core skills have nothing to do with programming syntax. It's all about substance. Your ability to succeed in this world comes down to three things: the clarity of your thought, the quality of your judgment, and, frankly, your taste.
So the big question is, how do you get that genie to understand what you actually mean? Well, the best vibe coders out there aren't just winging it. They have a toolkit, a set of practical frameworks they use to make sure their vision gets translated perfectly. Okay, first up is a really clever technique called the parallel building framework. The idea is, instead of agonizing over crafting the one perfect prompt, you just don't. You run a bunch of different approaches all at the same time. You could do a quick voice dump of your raw idea, write out a more structured prompt, show it a screenshot of a design you like, or even give it a piece of code to start with. You basically let the AI race these different ideas against each other. Then you just step back and pick the one that works best. It's an incredibly fast way to find the right path and avoid sinking tons of time into a dead end. All right, so once you've got your direction, you hit the next big hurdle. AI has a terrible memory. It can forget what you were talking about 5 minutes ago. So to get around this, the pros create what's basically an external brain for the AI, using a bunch of simple markdown files. By pointing the AI to these files, the master plan, the design rules, and so on, it always has the context it needs. It can always check its notes. This stops it from going off the rails on big projects and keeps it from producing what people are starting to call AI slop. And of course, things are gonna break. It's inevitable. But there's a smart, escalating framework for debugging even if you don't know code. Step 1, just ask the AI to fix itself. You'd be surprised how often that works. If not, step 2, ask it to add console logs so you can see where the error is happening. Step 3, if you're really stuck, bring in a more powerful AI model, like an external consultant, to diagnose the problem. And finally, the last resort, just go back to the last version that worked and try rephrasing your request. Simple, methodical.
So let's bring this all together. What does this new world of the vibe coder actually mean for the future of tech careers? For your future?
Look, engineering as a profession isn't vanishing, but it is splitting into two distinct paths. You're going to have this core group of truly elite engineers who build the foundational AI models. Think of them as building the giant, powerful car engines. And then you're going to have a massive, growing army of vibe coders who take those engines and build all the different kinds of cars, the millions of apps and products we interact with every single day.
And this really is the bottom line. The skills that matter most are fundamentally changing. Being able to churn out code, that's quickly becoming a commodity that AI can do for pennies. The skills that will make you invaluable, the skills that can't be automated, are the deeply human ones. Having a clear vision, exercising good judgment, and possessing great taste.
What's so exciting about all of this is that it throws the doors wide open for anyone with a great idea. The barrier to building software is basically collapsing. It's not about whether you can code anymore. The only real bottleneck now is your imagination. So that leaves us with a pretty big question. What will you build?